Welcome to a list of all the new Isekai anime series that will come out in 2023. Isekai is a type of anime, manga, and light novel where the main character goes to a fantasy world. These stories are often funny and follow the main character adventure in their new world. This list includes different kind of Isekai series, from the usual ones to more original ones that have new twists on the genre. We hope you found a new show to enjoy.
自分で育てた野菜はなおさら美味しいぞ。
ここを作ったのがあなたなら、ここはあなたの領地よ。
Farming Life in Another World is a light novel, manga, and soon to be an anime series about a man named Kirito who is granted a new life by deity after becoming ill. He wishes for a healthy body and a relaxing life and to be born as a farmer. In this new life, Kirito attracts a harem. The series is classified as a isekai, which means it is about a person being transported to a new world. Slow life isekai series are typically easygoing and tell fantastical slice of life story.
何かいる。まさか。
Handyman in Another World is a isekai series about a man who is reincarnated in a fantasy world. Unlike many isekai MCs, Sota is not overpowered and is instead designed to play supporting role. He uses the skill he learned as a handyman in his previous life to help with the quest in this new world. The series is notable for deviating from the typical concept of isekai stories and is also described as funny. It has been adapted into a manga and possibly going to be an anime series soon.
腹まで崖から転落して死を覚悟した私、山野光葉。
Saving 80,000 gold in Another World for My Retirement is a light novel and manga series about a woman named Misuwa who gains the ability to travel between Earth and a medieval fantasy world. After falling off a cliff, Misuwa discovers that she can jump back and forward between two worlds. She used this ability to sell cheap modern luxuries at a premium price in the fantasy world in order to acquire financial security, and first published in 2017, is described as having an amusing gimmick and being a solid read. It may also be adapted into an anime series in winter 2023. Fans of Didn't I Say to Make My Ability Average in the Next Life may enjoy this series.
次の生こそ狡猾に生きる。僕は今度は失敗しない。幸せになる。
The reincarnation of the strongest exotic in Another World is a light novel series about a powerful man named Hariyoshi who is betrayed and left for dead. He used a reincarnation spell and is reborn in a magical world. Despite being born into a family with magical ability, Hariyoshi is not skilled at magic himself. However, he is able to use the ability he had in his previous life. The series is written by Kishisu Kosuzu.
やっぱりネットスーパー。
Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill is a light novel series about a man named Shiyoshi Makoda who is summoned to a fantasy world to be its hero but discovered that he was brought there by accident. He set out to make a living for himself and use his unique ability to buy items from a magical online shop to complement his cooking ability. The shop sells items from Earth, making Shiyoshi ability similar to that of the online retail Amazon. The series is likely to have a easygoing and light-headed tone as it's focused on the MC's cooking and buying skill rather than epic battle and intense drama.
絶望する俺が開いたの。なんだろう、この扉。
I got a cheat skill in another world and become unrivaled in the real world too is a light novel and soon to be an anime series is about a teenager Yua who is bullied and discovers a door to a fantasy world. When he travels through the door, he receives a physical change and overpowered ability. Yua is also able to travel back and forward between the fantasy world and Earth. The series is explore Yuya's trauma from years of mistreatment, especially in the opening chapter. However, overall, it's a typical entry in the Isekai genre, featuring a MC with a special ability who travel to a new world. The addies attract otherworldly adventure. Saving a gods who got too far is a light novel and soon to be an anime series based on the work of Moyasu. It follows the story of a teenager who is reincarnated as a child in a fantasy world after dying. The MC Kane is an aristocrat and has exceptional magic ability, making him part of an elite in his new society. While the series may not have most original plot, it is likely to have a typical and comforting entry in the Isekai genre, featuring another MC with special ability who travel to another world.
私花咲凛子は
The reason why Reina ended up at the Duke's mansion is a story about a woman named Yuna who is reborn as a character named Reina. In a book, Reina character is not supposed to live long, so Yuna tries to change this by using her knowledge of the book. She makes a deal with Duke Yuna Knight, who is not very trustworthy. In order to survive, Yuna is a smart and proactive character who must use her intelligence and cunning to stay alive. The manhwa crowing comic this story is based on is very popular, and if the anime adaptation is also good, it could be one of the best isekai anime series of 2023. Dead Mount Dead Play is a story about a bad guy, the corpse god, who is almost killed in a fight against a hero. Corpse gods use magic to take control of the body of a boy named Polka who was recently killed on Earth. Although Corpse God still has some magical power, they are very weak and end up in a dangerous world with Yakuza member and dead. This series is reverse the isekai, meaning that the MC goes from a fantasy world to real world instead of other way around.
もし私が最低な女王になったら私を殺してね
In the most hierarchical last boss queen, Prince Pride is a character who is mean to everyone. She has a change of personality after remembering that she used to be a Japanese girl who was reborn as villain in a otaku game. Pride wants to avoid a painful ending, so she tries to become a wise and gentle leader. She is also very overpowered. This series is simply to be other story from villains who become good, like I'm the villain so I tame the final boss and my next life as a villainess. All routes lead to doom. It is likely to be an enjoyable addition to this subgenre.
僕は早く大人になりたい
Sweet Reincarnation is a story about a pastry chef who dies before he can achieve his dream. He is reborn in a fantasy world as the son of a lord and get to make pastries. The MC name is Pastry, really pastry, which is very convenient. This series is made by Synergy, a studio that has made some good shows in the past, although their most popular projects are old. sweet reincarnation could still be a fun addition to the Isekai genre. So, bye.